Here we are then. Here is the Gentle Giant Marvel Animated Style statue of Nightcrawler. In hand, in packaging, ready to be unboxed. I am so happy that this finally arrived. I pre-ordered it. It must be coming on a year, if not over a year. It was definitely last summer, 2021, that I made the pre-order. So very, very pleased to have this finally in hand. I'm hoping it's going to look great on my shelf. We'll find out together when I crack it open. But here it is, the packaging. It's standard Gentle Giant stuff. Got the logos, got the name, the promotional photo on the front. It's a smaller box than some previous statues I've had from Gentle Giant. So the Thor, the Rocket and Groot are much larger in comparison. So I think it's probably going to be a little bit smaller in size. But we'll see. Let's take a look. Then we've got promotional shots on either side. And there's the other side. And then on the back, we've got another promotional photo and a bit of blurb. Gentle Giant Ltd celebrates Marvel's Kurt Wagner with the Nightcrawler Animated Style statue. Digitally sculpted by Casen Barnard and hand-painted by the amazing artisans at Gentle Giant Ltd, this limited edition animated style statue is based on the Marvel Comics variant cover artwork of Skottie Young. It is individually numbered and includes a matching certificate of authenticity, limited to 3,000 pieces. So that's all very exciting. Every one I've had so far has been a numbered one. So yeah, let's get this open and take a closer look, shall we? I'll get my finger under there. No tape on the box. But oh, there we go. Here we go. Just there's the certificate of authenticity. So they do them as these little trading cards, which replicates the packaging there. And on the other side, you'll see the numbering. I've got that looks like 1679 of 3000. So I'll pop that in the binder with my other certificate of authenticities. Authenticized. Anyway, but there you go. That's what the certificate of authenticity looks like. And then if we slide the little polystyrene packaging bit out, let's have a look there like that. Pop the box over there for a minute. Oh, it's taped in. Let's get the Stanley knife. Do a little slice along here. Confidently, he does it because other Gentle Giant statues I have bought in the past have had a surplus of polystyrene around the sides. Let's pop the top off there, and there we go. There's the statue. Well packaged, well protected to keep it nice and safe and sound in transit. Let's move the polystyrene out of the way. And then take him out of the little plastic sleeve. And here we are. First impressions right out the box is a very pleased Chris. Let's zoom in and take a closer look, shall we? Okay, then zooming in a little bit to take a closer look. And largely, overall, upon initial inspection, quite pleased, although there's a few bits that stand out to me immediately. I mean, I'm very in love with this line. Anyone who's followed my channel will know that I've bought a couple of these over the past couple of years and have reviewed them favourably. The whole Skottie Young kind of cutesy, super deformed interpretation of the characters is super eye-catching, is really colourful, very dynamic, and this statue is certainly selling that. We can see that we've got a little kind of Bamf effect going on here in the sort of purpley colour. Got some nice little kind of painted in highlights there just to give it some depth and some texture, which is lovely. And this is all the way around, you can see there. It doesn't seem to be particularly precise, but I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to sort of replicate the more kind of painted two-dimensional element of it, but lovely. And with the tail coming out here and sort of waggling around behind him again just brings a bit more kind of movement and energy to the statue, which is something I really appreciate about the Gentle Giant sculpts. The paint applications are really great in some areas, but really squiffy in others. Like if you look at things like the little blue highlights, the little blue flecks in the hair, that's really lovely. Great job on the eyes, these little details in the teeth, and where they've got the different shades of blue and bits of grey just to kind of indicate the kind of shadowing effect that is happening when he's bamfing, when he's teleporting. And you can see that all the way around. Some of the shading is really dynamic as well. See the way they've done the arms there and on the torso just in here. I don't know if you can see that very well in the camera shot, just to give it again lots of energy, make it feel like motion is happening. The hair sculpt is really awesome, Very well done. Could maybe have done with a little bit of a wash on there just to really bring out the quality of the sculpting, but that's fine because most people will be looking at it from the front where you've got the blue highlights in there. A couple of things that stood out. It's a bit untidy in some places. Like, I've not had a very good paint job on the nose. In fact, that's way off the mark when you compare it to the way it looks on the packaging. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll use the card. I don't know if that's very clear, but you can see how neat and tidy the nostrils are compared to how neat and tidy the nostrils are on mine. These artisan Gentle Giant painters have let themselves down a little bit there on the nose paint. So that's a bit of a disappointment, a bit of a shame. But I'm loving the little touches, like the extra bits of detail in the hands, you know, giving it some the flex points in his finger gloves there. That's a nice touch. It's a bit untidy on the neck as well. See where the top of his costume meets his blue neck, a bit untidy there. So there's a few little kind of slapdash areas that I'm noticing here. Straight out the box. I mean, this is first impressions, guys. You're getting it raw. I've not had a close inspection of the figure before opening my mouth on camera. And then we've got the usual kind of printed base there, which includes the corresponding limited edition number that is on the certificate of authenticity. So you know you're getting a legit statue if you ever buy one second hand, of course. So yeah, okay, there you go. There's a little bit of a immediate first instincts thing. I'm going to go away and take a closer look, and then let's get him back on camera, but this time like properly stood upright on the turntable so we can have a much closer look. And here we go. Here is Nightcrawler having a little turn on the turntable, so you can get a full kind of 360 view with him sat like he would be on a shelf. And overall, I'm really happy with the figure. I mean, I've said it before in my other reviews. I really do love this line. I'm a big fan of Skottie Young's artwork. I think it's very striking, really interesting, really different. The kind of cutesy-wootsy interpretation of the characters is really fun. And who doesn't want to have a bit of fun with their shelf displays? And this has definitely kind of brought it to life in a three-dimensional form in a great way. I love, for example, these kind of Bamf teleportation smoky bubble thing that's going on down here. That looks really great. And you can see from the back here, like with the way the tail's wisping out and his arm and his hair's kind of flapping around, it just gives it lots of energy, lots of motion, very dynamic, which is wonderful. The colours all work really well together. It's just got a lot of life and energy to it. It's just a shame that there's these little disappointing elements, like with some of the paint applications being a little bit slapdash. Specifically, as he comes around to the front here now, the whole nostril situation. I don't know what's going on there. And I'll be emailing Gentle Giant about that because I do not know how their quality control did not notice that they've painted a nostril on the top of his nose and a single nostril on his upper lip. I mean, come on, Gentle Giant. So the overall experience has been a little bit tarnished by that mistake. But I suppose that's what you get with these kind of hand-painted limited run kind of statues and stuff. That's the risk you take, isn't it? But as you can see, lots of fine detail in there. It's going to look great in my display, just really mixing up the energy. The colour combinations as well are going to make him really stand out in the mix. It's just a good line. It's just a great line, and I'm so happy to have picked up Nightcrawler. So there we go. I'm going to speed him up now and swim him more around to the front as I finish up. So if you've enjoyed my review today of the Gentle Giant Marvel Animated Statue Nightcrawler, and you like what you're hearing, you like what I'm doing, then please do consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. I'm Chris, this is MoDXtra Games and Collectibles, and I collect all sorts of stuff. Action figures, statues, trading cards, comic books, board games, basically anything that this massive nostalgic 80s man-child nerd brings into his house, I'll make a video out of it because it's all about the random things that I collect. And so if you, like me, enjoy an eclectic mix of stuff from the broad church of nerddom, then perhaps this is the channel for you and you should stick around. So there we are. I hope you've enjoyed my Nightcrawler review. Thanks for coming and joining me, and I'll see you again soon, folks.